finally see The Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered in 1 hour, and you've joined me early to sit here and watch this screen for 1 hour. No, I'm joking. We will, of course, be doing some fun activities while we wait. Because some people still don't believe that this is legit. I'm so excited to actually see what this game looks like instead of looking at pixelated leaked screenshots like we have for the last few days. And it's also just really cool to talk about The Elder Scrolls again because it's been too long. It's been 6 years since The Elder Scrolls 6 trailer came out. And here we are with a surprise Oblivion Remaster. Well, it's not really a surprise because it was leaked quite a while ago. But apparently it's 120 gigabytes in size, which is actually, I think, around the same size as Starfield. But obviously it's running in, well, it's not running, it's running on the old Gamebryo engine, the Creation engine, and Unreal Engine, using the Unreal Engine graphics. So obviously that's going to take up a lot of memory compared to, you know, the old version of Oblivion, which released in 2006. We've come a long way since there. Games have got bigger. But what I wanted to talk about was this first, because So this is really interesting. This is a video of The Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remaster appearing in someone's Steam library. And I wanted to talk about this because it was posted a couple of days ago, but some people asked how I knew the Steam DB, what I think is Oblivion Remastered for an unknown Steam DB app, which keeps getting updated. So yesterday I posted on Twitter saying, hey, look, this just got updated. And this is what we think is Oblivion Remastered. And it got updated like 10 minutes before they did the announcement on their socials. So that was pretty interesting. And then if we look back here, so this person plays games on Boosteroid cloud gaming service. And sometimes there's games in his library that he doesn't own. And this is one of them. He doesn't know what to think about it, apparently. Now, normally I'd kind of think this was maybe Photoshop, but it's an actual video of The Elder Scrolls for Oblivion Remastered. And obviously there's no placeholders here yet because it's not actually out. Like, it's literally an unknown app. And it is possible for this type of thing to happen. So it's not, you know, it could be legit. And what's interesting is that when he looks at this, you can see right here, we've got the app ID. And the app ID says 2623190. And that's the same, it's the same number, which is crazy. How much do you guys think it is? I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea. Now, one of the reasons I believe this is coming out today, and we'll be keeping an eye on SteamDB before the Bethesda stream actually starts in an hour. But one of the reasons I think it's coming today is because Todd Howard said multiple times in interviews that he wants to do like a shadow drop of a game. So back, I think it was 5 years ago now, when Fallout 4 first came out, they shadow dropped Fallout Shelter, the mobile game. They basically showed off, they did the Fallout 4 showcase, and then they shadow dropped Fallout, the mobile game. And it went down really well. It was like top of the App Store for ages. It just instantly shot to the top. Everyone was super hyped about it, downloaded it immediately. So did I. And Todd said he really wants to do that again. He really likes minimizing the time between announcement and launch. And he even says here, I showed this in yesterday's video, but just for people who haven't seen it, this is kind of like why, because Todd's always wanted to do this, like announce something, then release something immediately. So I wouldn't be surprised if it happens, but also I won't, you know, I'll be a bit upset if it doesn't, but I just wouldn't be surprised if we actually get to play Oblivion Remastered today. So yeah, here he says, when asked about that, I hope that the way we did it with Fallout changes how a lot of people do it and how successful it was doing it that way. I think a lot of people are going to start doing that. That's my hope. As a gamer too, I want a period of time to be excited, which we've kind of had with all the leaks, interestingly. And I don't want that to go away. Sometimes though, they announce a game, I get excited, I want to buy this right now, and then I've got to wait. So he even says, like, because they kind of asked a few more questions about it, the way I want it, I would make it even shorter if I could get away with it. He said it would be, this is out right now. So I mean, he's wanted to do that. And he says it in this interview as well. So I'm just going to play this clip. This is in the IGN interview like 5 years ago with Bethesda, talking about before Starfield came out. Elder Scrolls 6 still isn't out. I think Fallout 4 has just dropped.
I don't know.
When are we going to see more of it? Next E3?
Everyone should be very patient.
That's fair.
Yeah. I will say this. I like it to be very... I like when you really see the game to when it's out is as short as possible.
Yeah.
As short as people will let me.
I mean, with Fallout 4, you guys, again, inspired a lot of other publishers to kind of go that same route of, we're going to announce it and then ship it 6 months later.
5 months, yeah.
5 months.
Yeah, that was as short as I was told anyone would allow me to do.
You would go shorter if you could?
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe, I'm trying to think what's perfect right now. Maybe a week just to get people excited to have those.
So there's a chance it could release on Friday, but I feel like it could release today. That's also what some of the leakers have been saying, that it will shadow drop this week. And it's going to be like launch trailer release. But we'll see if that's true. I mean, either way, if we're getting it this week, that's crazy.
Those moments of, I saw it, there's some trailers, percolates in your mind, and they're...
So you would rather just not even...
Don't hold me to that, all right? Because you should just cut that.
You'd rather just not even... I mean, you're going to put me out of business doing that stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the reason why he's allowed to do it with Oblivion Remastered is because we've already played Oblivion Remastered. Like, people like, me, Matty, Juicehead, loads of, Bethesda YouTubers. We've played the game. We grew up with it. We know it's a great game. It got a lot of people into the Elder Scrolls. So you almost don't need to have the hype build of like what the game is and what it's about. Like, we already know what it is and we know what it's about. Obviously, they're going to have a graphical update. It'll be cool to see this when the trailer drops in 53 minutes. I'm assuming it's a trailer. It could also be a showcase. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Todd Howard coming on with Virtuos, the studios who developed it, and they just show us kind of what they've done with the game, and then they drop, the release. That would be really cool. Today is the day. It wouldn't surprise. I think today is the day. That's my feeling too. But it would be crazy if that's the case. I'm 50-50, either this week or a few months. I think it'll be this week. I'm pretty confident about that. Because that's what all the leakers said. And a lot of the guys who are leaking information, they also said that it was going to come out this week. And now we've got, the whole, tomorrow thing on Bethesda's Twitter. And we were kind of saying, me and my mates, we were kind of talking and we were saying, just imagine if... Oh, look, they've just released this 4 minutes ago. This is new. Tune in at 11 a.m. ET. So obviously it's the same time. But look at this. Oh, that is beautiful. And this is the Imperial Guard armor. But it looks slightly different. One sec. We've got to check this out. We've got to compare this. Because that shield's new. Obviously, this is artwork. It's not actual in-game. It's pretty close to the original, but we need to do a side-by-side here. Stop. Yes, thank you. There we go. We can see it. So we've got the shield with the classic point on. We've got the belt with the Imperial crest. But this is different. Oh, no. It is still riveted. I remember it being riveted here. And we can't see the crest on his helmet, but the female armor set doesn't have a crest. It's pretty accurate. It's pretty true to the original. Very, very similar. That is so cool. I reckon I'm really curious to see how faithful they've been to the original, because obviously we know they've redone the combat in terms of like, they've got a new stamina system. Thanks for the dono. I'm going to pause the chat so I can actually read it. So if it's announced, you play Oblivion. Yeah, we play Oblivion Remastered if it's announced, which will be crazy. So I'm going to keep Twitter on the right-hand side here. But the hype's building. The hype is building. I'm very excited. And I'm also going to keep refreshing SteamDB in the background because that was the update I called out yesterday on Twitter. I'm 99% sure that that is the same page. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. If you guys want to go on SteamDB, you can track that yourself. You can let me know in the chat if it's been updated, just in case you miss it. And now we're going to watch the making of Oblivion together, because you've got like 50 minutes to kill, and this is 41 minutes. Hopefully we can get to the end. We'll see. So this was before Oblivion came out. Oh, the drawings of all the armor. There's Todd Howard. That must have been like 2005 Todd Howard at E3 back then. I actually met the lady that animated the horses on Oblivion. Just pretty crazy.
That's the thing that shocks most people. You know, they think of a video game as a few people in their garage, and you say, no, this is 50, 60 people for 3.5 years. Like, what? A lot of people, I think that video games are, you know, purely kids, so it's like a toy. So, you know, why would you put that much effort into something that's a toy? I was the kid. I was writing games when I was, you know, 12, whatever. And the other kids in the block would say, you know, I'm going to play quarterback for the Cowboys. And I'd be like, I'm going to make video games, and everyone's going to play them. Like, you dork. Go back to the chess club. Who's laughing now? Yes, I was in the chess club.
That clip is so great. It's aged so gracefully, like a fine wine.
So The Elder Scrolls is our role-playing series that we've been doing since 1994, and with each game we have started over and tried to do something very, very new. Each of them we try to, for that generation of hardware and game-playing folks, create what we think is the quintessential role-playing game, and this time we went crazy and...
I'm so glad they've updated the combat, because like the combat was literally just like you smashing your sword against people. Yeah, if the game drops today, we're just going to do a full main quest line playthrough, probably just like a marathon of it, relive our childhood.
Generation of hardware and game playing folks create what we think is the quintessential role-playing game, and this time we went crazy and looked at doing the game for next generation consoles and PCs that didn't even exist when we started this project.
All right, so this is her new upstairs. This is her puppy named Dog.
So this is really interesting, this scene, right? Because there's like a scene with a lady and a dog, and she's a mage. And these mechanics never made it into the game, but it's a really curious sort of design thing that I feel like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 absolutely nailed, with just making these realistic NPCs that react to the environment around them.
He talks to him and she says, no, she's got to practice. She's got things to do. She's got to practice. He has to be good dog. So she's going to go pick up that bow that's over on the table there. And she's going to take a few shots. Right now, her marksman skill is very low. So she goes and she gets a marksmanship potion.
Are they actually drinking potions? How'd you do that?
She drinks the potion.
Pause a second. So this is all, wow, this is new to me, so I'm making lists.
Mm-hmm. I've got that on the list, as we need the potion or the drinking potion.
That.
Yeah, it's on there.
Okay.
All right, so she drinks that, which increases her marksmanship skill. Now she attacks.
Dude, that is brilliant.
She goes and picks up this book over here and starts reading. Dog starts eating. His animations are going to be tweaked, and now he's got all sorts of energy. He's running around. He's running around like an idiot, and she's starting to get annoyed because she's trying to read. She's like, "No, mommy's reading," and he goes, "Her?" Bam! Paralyzed. Falls over.
That's brutal. It's just like they were messing about in that studio.
She goes back to reading while the dog twitches helplessly on the ground. All right, so now she says she's gonna go get some sleep. The dog still wants food though, so he follows her over to the bed. She says, "You're a very bad puppy. You're a very bad puppy." And he goes,
Fucking savage.
After kicking a bottle out of him.
Awesome. And scene.
I think the demo
showed a lot of promise, and we just have to go through and polish a lot of small stuff. And you know, the final battle part definitely isn't quite there yet.
I don't think the final battle ever really measured up to my expectations. I remember getting all the help from all the different cities around Cyrodiil, and then you ended up with like, I think it was like 5 guards versus an Oblivion Gate, you know, near the end of the final battle at least, against the big Oblivion Gates. I really hope that they've redone aspects like that, because it was very underwhelming, and they obviously knew it was. Even my dude here knew it was.
Yeah, but I mean, the game systems work. We just need to go back and add that extra fine-tuning, extra scripting that's required for that. So.
Thank you for the dono back, U-Dog. Oblivion was the game that made me buy the Xbox 360. It was the first Elder Scrolls game I played too, and the first console I actually owned. Didn't have a PC back then, and the screenshots got me so excited. I'm feeling that way again. I literally saw those screenshots in a magazine too, dude. That's why it was so nostalgic when we saw the leaked screenshots. It was like my childhood again. Like that, you just got a sneak peek into the world, and that's all we needed.
Yeah, no panic yet. You guys are waiting for this panic, and I don't think it's quite gonna come.
Maybe that's the problem.
What's at stake here?
That's Pete Hines.
There are 2 big focuses for E3. So one is the demo, and we'll go in there, have a big giant plasma screen, and it'll be, you know, me and Todd in there just talking to people about the game and kind of running through the same demo every hour on the hour. And then the second thing would be the trailer. It has to be awesome. It can't miss. It's the most important thing we do because it gets seen by everybody.
That's Kavach.
For 65 years, I have ruled this empire.
And Sean Bean.
Generals and kings have knelt at my command. But a darkness comes. The blood tide rises. These are the closing days of the 3rd era.
So just on that point, are the voice actors for Oblivion getting repaid or like back in the show? We don't know for sure, but someone did ask Wes Johnson, and he just replied, like retweeted the tweet with a quote saying, "Well met, citizen." So I think that almost says like, yes, that he's probably in it and probably redid his voice acting. And I think they would have had to do that because it's a re-release. It's not like they're just releasing the same game. I also, you know, some of the voice actors sadly have died. I interviewed a bunch of them, like the Saints and Seducers lady. She also did some stuff on Star Trek. So I interviewed a bunch of the voice actors when we were doing a charity fundraiser, and they are lovely people. They all still remember some of their lines, and they all still hang out and know each other. It's honestly like really cool to see.
Oblivion is a sword and sorcery epic role-playing game. You know, the things you see in Lord of the Rings or stuff like that. And at its heart, you know, it is this run through dungeons and kill things game. You have all these features, and it's all kind of, there's so many things people get attached to, but at its heart, it's run through dungeons and kill creatures and take their stuff and buy bigger weapons and kill bigger creatures. And that's kind of layered in on top of this. Wow, look at these flowers. Can I pick that? You know, it's almost like 2 things sitting on top of each other. Here's the game, and then here's the virtual world.
That was a good CG trailer back then. Oh, here we go. The dungeon design is something they need to remaster because it was good for its time, like, but very dated.
Triple R is perfect for like, you want to give the player a chance to avoid it, to feel like they see it, or to use it against the creatures. Again, we'll be liberal with those traps. I'd rather add too many and have people complain and take them out.
They did have too many traps.
That's what I'm thinking right now with loot and creatures. I'm trying to overwhelm it with lots of loot. So that you get more out of the dungeon, because, you know, everybody's been saying the argument, you get more in someone's basement than you do in a quest.
Well, I'm one of the world artists, but I specialize in the Oblivion plane art and the lower class. The stuff that's really dirty and dingy and sort of nasty, or the stuff that looks very deadly and scary and, you know, somewhat demonic or evil. That seems to be in my comfort zone. in a way that I can go do that stuff far easier than if they asked me to do anything that was nice and beautiful. This is basically showing an overview of what you'd expect a dungeon level to look like. So they're built on a grid system so that they have an exact fit and match, and you won't see any seams. You know, it's a lot like a Lego set in a way, except, you know, far more complex and detailed.
But this was the problem because you ended up with a lot of the same tiles. So you'd always go into, like, after you'd been to 5 dungeons, you'd start to see the same tiles and they'd all have like a similar feel. Whereas with Skyrim, I felt like they kind of nailed everything looking a little bit unique and developed that system further. With Starfield, I felt like I kept exploring the same location again and again. So it felt like a step back. I think that was the feedback of a lot of people. But I really hope that they have touched this up for the remaster. I mean, not the worst thing if they haven't, but it'd be really cool if they have.
And then before you know it, you have this world that you created in your own mind that you can sort of experience and feel the atmosphere and sort of the dread and the scariness of it. And this is where you find your first area that's inhabited by traps. So my goal is, you know, I'm hoping the player walk over to the treasure chest and walk through all 3 of these zones, therefore setting off all 3 of these traps up here, here, and here.
You bastard.
I mean, I live a pretty normal life.
You.
I have a wife and 2 daughters, so it's...
I just want to say I've been watching you for years. Since I was a little, and I loved your content. I'm now 20. I wish I was as young as you. Then the Elder Scrolls 6, when it released, I'd be in my prime. I could have sleepless nights. It would be fine. You're praying to get out and play Oblivion Remake today. That Oblivion intro made me tear up. Such a nostalgic whiplash. 100%, bro. And thanks so much for the dono. Really appreciate it, man.
It's very normal for me, but they exist in that world with me. Like, they're exposed to the monsters and to the films and all the stuff that I have in the house. I love the undead.
He's living the dream.
I try to use them as much as possible. Just bring in one of these guys, pop them down, and so like this one only has 1 arm.
You know he made all the dungeons
other one
because
has
there's
no
so
head.
many undead in there.
I guess I'm sort of a non-conventional sort of person, so that I've always stayed away from the, you know, more conservative side of life. So I like the stuff that is far more, I guess, less mainstream. So it wouldn't just follow this route along the path here, but maybe it would take this route, you know, and give it a little bit more lifelike behavior as far as the direction it's going to travel. But also give people questions as to why it's there and what it stands for, because that could be more interesting in what you read into it rather than the literal.
Yes.
You know, what your mind imagines sometimes is far cooler than what the reality is of situations.
They really didn't have any traps in Skyrim compared to Oblivion. I'm just thinking, like, Oblivion had so many more traps, and it was good fun. Maybe a little bit too much, but good fun.
I know the designers have a long wish list of art that they wanted, but you know what? I mean, if you don't get that unique looking sword, I think we can live with it looking like every other sword in the game, so.
I'm waiting for Craig to do as usual. Everybody stop coding, I'm gonna fix this.
Just 2-step. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. So I'm gonna make everybody turn around and we'll start making some progress.
Oh, AI. Okay, so this bit's really interesting because what they wanted to do isn't what actually happened. But
I think the big thing...
It was really cool in its intention. Man, I have so many emotions right now. Oblivion was my childhood and the reason I wanted to become a game dev. 15 years later, I work as a lead 3D artist. What are you working on, bro? That's really cool, and thanks for the dono. I'm so glad you got to live your dream. I also wanted to become a game dev, but I didn't really understand the route to it. But I'm really happy that I got to play Oblivion and stream this with you guys. I mean, that's pretty fucking cool.
Is the AI we have in the game. We designed this system, Radiant AI, that allows the people in the world to react really intelligently, and they sort of have their own goals, so they can look at their environment around them and decide how they want to accomplish them.
Our NPCs exist no matter if you're there or not. They're doing what they're supposed to do. You can send a guy off to a dungeon to kill stuff, and you don't have to go with him. You go back to that dungeon, either he'll be dead or the things that he was supposed to kill will be dead. I mean, it will have happened whether you were there or not. Like this guy.
I think there are a couple of quests like that. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and 1 actually did absolutely nailed what they tried to do here, and I really wish that they tried to pursue this fully in Skyrim and The Elder Scrolls 6, because it really works and it makes the world seem believable, but they obviously didn't do it in Oblivion.
I can basically go up to him and say hi to him, and he'll greet me. He'll chat with me. His aggression is like a 5. I'm going to give him a higher aggression.
10.
So now he really hates my guts. He tremendously hates my guts. And so we're going to move over here, and he's immediately going to go combat with me. The guy behind him's a guard. So he committed a crime by attacking me. So the guard will attack him. These other guys are just trying to stay away. So eventually he figures out the guard is a much dangerous target than I am. Because I haven't struck him once, so he'll fight the guard. But the good guard saved me. Kept me from getting killed.
One of the initial things we had was we turned it on so the guys could all do their stuff, and some guy went around town, some NPC you couldn't even see, went around town and bought all the armor. So when you went to the stores, there was nothing for you to buy. It's like a ship that's bringing all these water leaks. And
there was another problem. I don't think he talks about it here, but essentially what happened was they let all the NPCs eat food and need to eat to survive. So they went around all the places taking all the food so they could actually survive. And then when there was no more food left, they actually started killing each other for food. So you just show up in a town and all the NPCs would be dead. So they hadn't really figured out how to do it yet, which is why the AI got really dumbified for Oblivion. But the intent was actually there.
We're constantly filling them up. Did you realize the player can easily steal a horse, ride it to this guy's place, leave it in his house, and steal all his money when the other guy goes out and tries to ride the horse, and hilarity ensues.
When you have something that's powerful, it has a great capacity to be really cool or a great capacity to really make insanity. They're my actors, they're my children, they have to behave properly. When they're not acting right, everyone comes looking to me. So yeah, I talk to them and I have them set up and know what they do. And yeah, it's kind of odd.
Wes Johnson will be there. Thanks to the dono, Phantom Hunter. He will be in it. Do not worry. It wouldn't be Oblivion without him. That man voice acted every NPC almost.
I'm a 3D modeler and texture artist for Bethesda Softworks. I work mostly on environmental and city art.
Yeah, I mean, I get a chance to really look at every aspect of the game artistically, but primarily I focus on the environments. Well, it originally starts out as me just thinking about things while I'm working. But later on, after I have, some good source images, I'll do a pencil sketch like this that's more defined and something that I can model from. Yeah, I think it's really hard to come up with an interesting idea for something that's evil. It's a lot harder than you think. A lot of times I think it looks really cool, but it's not necessarily scary. Actually, this is kind of the most fun part of the game sometimes, because you're still making up ideas. It might not get in the game, but it's, I don't know. You just get to make up crazy stuff, and it's cool.
So we are in Shaden Hall. This is the overhead view in the Elder Scrolls construction set, which we used to build the game. This is where we put in all the houses, the trees, paint all the landscape textures on, everything like that. And then these are our little door markers over here. This indicates that this is a door you can go through. There are a few things that might not look like doors, but they are. Yeah, this well behind the abandoned house.
The Dark Brotherhood entrance,
might be
isn't it?
used for nefarious practices, or it could be a secret door. It's really fun because we go everywhere to find source photographs. Like, we took a day trip to DC one weekend, and we just took tons of pictures of buildings, trying to get the just the right stone pattern, and making sure that we photographed everything we possibly can, just in case.
Well, I took the photos I took here, I ended up using for a lot of the Imperial City base stonework. Yeah, so it ends up, looking somewhat boring to you, but, we can take the edges of these stones here on the ground or all the little stains in there and use those and build a whole new wall in the game.
It's pretty cool. My friend built a Minecraft
Can't get over how much this
pack
looks like
that.
something in the game. It looks really nice. Even just the top part of it over there.
I could list so many improvements. I think they've got a lot of them written
actually,
down
the
already.
hard thing to find generally is just finding nice patterns, architectural details just things that we can put into a building to give it some more decoration. A really good example is you can see the coffered ceiling, and I tried to build something just like that in the temple in the Imperial City.
Yeah, he nailed it.
So I tried to recreate something, very similar to that. It's actually the top of a dome, but I'm using it for the top of an altar instead. So once I add all these different layers into it, it's more like the final texture.
There's
we've
so much passion
been
went into
able
this
to make
game. You can
this
see they just
living,
had fun
breathing
making
city
it.
that's like actually there. It's like, man, I totally live here.
I mean, it was very janky, but we all loved it because it was just so charming. Like, we could all see the intent. Any idea on the price? No.
Just type pick idle.
Pick idle? What's that supposed to do?
Did you actually select the right idle animation in the idle manager?
Yes.
Click on the candle.
What is happening right now?
We have over 100 bugs and tasks open in the database, and
I think there were more that they didn't know about.
that number fluctuates anywhere from 50, and we've had over 300.
Candle fast.
If you're just joining the stream, by the way, it's going to start in half an hour. I've got my eye on it. We're just watching the making of Oblivion right now.
Oh, what? So essentially, you didn't go ask anybody who made this up?
No, it doesn't work. I asked Dawn, and she told me to do this.
She's still bluffing.
It all ties together. It's all one big bundle of this is the universe, and you touch something here and it moves something over there.
Oh, God.
Now,
You have duration 1.
I have duration 1. In
Put a duration
theory-
0.
Well, I used 0 before, but that's the
Well,
only...
that would get rid of the problem you think you're having.
And he did nothing. See? I mock you.
What's his energy? Oh, that's high. Set it to 5. Low energy, idle more.
Oh.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
You just finished it. That could well be a bug.
That's still a bug. If you get the NPCs into minus energy using the magic system, they'll just be like on the floor, like paralyzed, but still able to talk, move, and interact with things. It's really funny.
If you run through the demo now and see the lightning effect, the fireball effect in the bookstore is messed up. But if you don't see the lightning effect, it's fine.
So basically, for this next week or two, you guys are really gonna have to talk to each other. You're gonna have to be really, really smart about stuff that you put in the game, stuff that you update. If you see anything broken, you have to speak up. Do not assume that QA is gonna catch it, that I'm gonna catch it, or someone else is gonna catch it.
There's 2 guys in QA at this point, I think.
If it says E3, it needs to be done that day. And if you look at it and it can't be done that day, talk to somebody about it. Because we need to sort of slot these things and make sure it's all done over the next week. We've seen it, it's there. We just sort of have to, get some of the mess out of the way and let it shine through. But we've done it before, we can do it again. So,
Todd has his Indiana Jones
let's do it.
journal. Preludes the future, eh?
I'm the basically the chief deficiency inspector.
Lol.
So if there's any problems, I'm the one in there finding them.
He ran through the prologue
primarily, I'm
dungeon
looking
like
for
20
crashes.
times a day.
Anything at this point specifically that's going to make the demo look incomplete. Like the worst thing that could possibly happen is for it to crash while we're showing it to people. Oh, there it is.
Oh dear.
You see that?
How'd you do that?
Hey, Chris. It's that power attack thing where you get stuck. Can I kill every creature in the game? Can I soul trap every creature in the game? Can I click every button in the game? Can I exit the game from everywhere in the game? If I save the game this way, does anything get messed up? If I go here and save, does anything get messed up? I think we should throw a fireball here, but that's up to you. Because I think it was... No?
Now you've ruined everything.
But it looks so cool going down there.
No,
Yeah.
I feel like we need to sound cap Todd Howard saying this.
Should throw a fireball here, but that's up to you. Because I think it was... No?
Now you've ruined everything.
But it looks so cool going down there. Yeah. That's the beauty of my job is I get to do everything hundreds of times. Minimum 2 times an hour, 10, 12 hours a day, 30 a day all week. Hey, that's like 150 times this week.
It's not 20, 30 times a day he ran that dungeon. Animations.
My name's Christiana Meister. I'm the lead character animator. I basically take care of all of the characters, creatures, and that sort of thing. My particular favorite is the horse, You study the skeleton and you know exactly how it should move. You go to biped, and then you just drag a box and create one. Okay, so that doesn't look anything like a horse. You have to then create...
I like how she just really likes horses. No offense to this lady, obviously, but you have like the swimming animation, which was scuffed, the running animation when you go too fast, which is hilarious. But damn, those horses actually do look really good.
The structure by scaling the bones, rotating them. I mean, it looks really crazy right now, but you start off with your base skin and try to match up your skeleton with that.
Wow.
Now you can see here what I've done is put movement throughout the entire leg, but that doesn't react with the rest of the body. So then what you need to do is make sure that the rest of the body reacts to that movement.
She had her
because it does
okay.
in real life. If you move her head, you see the hind end actually moves. Everything's connected. You know, there's not one joint that you can just move independently, really. And here's a horse that I can get up and ride.
We just perfected the horses. Oh, look at, I mean, the
I have
horse
to get with the
animations
character
look
animator
good. They actually
on
look really good.
this riding animation. It looks uncomfortable to me.
I think that looks good.
There's always work to be done.
Horses anymore.
Yeah, I'm always, you know,
Damn.
watching her move, and it also helps to, when I ride, I can feel what's going on. So, feeling is a good part
She
of
business expense that horse like that.
because you think about your body position and everything else while you're riding. I don't know. People are not my forte, really.
No.
I like thinking about the four legs.
I accidentally called it, guys.
2 legs. I know there are people that are completely the opposite, but I don't know. I find them much more interesting.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
I mean, she nailed the horses.
It's fun.
With Oblivion, we were really fortunate to get some voice talent that people know to join us for the project, including Patrick Stewart, Linda Carter, Sean Bean, Terrence Stamp.
Oh, it is my country.
I'm always anxious about getting her late. God, if I miss this. I tried to get on an earlier flight. We got to the airport early, but they wouldn't let me on it.
They wouldn't let him on?
Superman 1 and 2, kind of my formative years, you know, when I was 6 or 7. Terrence Stamp is General Zod, and he has a great line in Superman 2 where he gets Superman to kneel, and son of Jor-El, kneel before Zod. And my brother would always do that, but change Zod to Todd. So just over the years, one of those things, you know.
When I meet Todd, I'm going to do that.
For 20-some years, just keeps going, and now I'm going to meet him, and if I can get him to record it, send it to my brother, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah. That'd be awesome.
As for the rest, the weak shall be winnowed, the timid shall be cast down, the mighty shall tremble at my feet and pray for pardon. Your reward, brothers and sisters, the time of cleansing draws nigh. Weakness will be purged from the world, and mortal and immortal alike purified in the refiner's fire.
That gave me goosebumps. Terrence Stamp plays kind of the, you know, he's the bad guy. Somebody who comes from a different line of kings, who wants to make this world his own. So he's kind of a priest. You know, he's not a cackling maniac. We like to have our bad guys be a little grayer. We want that moment where the player goes like, maybe. Yeah, it's kind of like you said while we were there, the character just came out of him. It's like a very serious voice. You know the guy at the other end of that is serious, you know.
But if a god can die, how does his heart survive?
Good. When we wrote this role, I called them and I said, they're like, well, you know, who do you want for this role? And they'd give me a list. And I said, no, I gotta have Terrence Stamp.
Oh,
I
how
don't know if he does. I don't know if he's done a game. I said,
yeah,
he has, but I think he's.
No, I mean I wasn't unnerved, but when I got the FedEx last night with the script.
Last night.
And I looked at it and I thought, well, I just don't know. I hope there's somebody there to tell me where to go, because I just had no
direction.
I didn't know like the area of it. Like I didn't know the area of performance, you know.
Right. So I look forward to showing it to them and having them, I've never seen myself in that light. Just how well we can lip sync and put other characters on the screen.
Kneel before Todd.
You got to put that in.
Smile when you ask questions like.
Thanks. Thanks, John.
Gentlemen, wonderful.
Oh damn.
So this is my pal Terrence Stamp. He's never done a video game before or any type of voiceover, and he was really, really excited to do it. He was really, really into it. He was literally like when we were recording him, leaping around doing the combat stuff so much that they couldn't record him. He was moving away from the microphone,
I've heard rumors about the
With Linda, she played the Nord females in Morrowind.
Like all of the Nord females.
And she came back for Oblivion to do the Nord females again.
I played the Nord women.
Every Nord woman.
And they are, I guess, a Viking-like race. And the women are fantastic warriors and very self-confident.
Her voice and who she is fits perfectly with that role.
I'd stay inside the city walls if I were you. There's no telling what's going to come out of that gate.
Of course, the next guy.
Gates will open tonight.
My wife and I with Patrick Stewart, who's equally as good. Ken had written a bunch of notes for Patrick Stewart on the character, very, very long, referencing things Stewart had done before. I thought was embarrassingly long, actually. But I forwarded it on here, sent it to Patrick, and Patrick came in and said, I got the notes on the character, and I was sort of like, and he's like, never in my life doing any role have I gotten such detailed notes, and I loved it. I am really intrigued. This sounds really cool. You guys have given this a lot of thought. I can't wait to do it.
You want to hear something really cool?
What?
You need to go over to Mark Lampert's office right now.
Okay.
Is Ken still here?
I don't know. I've been waiting.
I've been waiting. Just imagine the best it could be. It's even better than that.
Yeah.
I think you want to come over to Mark Lampert's office right now.
What is going on in this office?
What, is it good?
Where? It's in Mark's room.
65 years I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor.
That was the first time
But for
they did
all
the
these
intro.
years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams.
He was selling the product like, a reverend standing in front of his flock, which is exactly the tone I wanted.
I've heard it so many times.
This is the unedited stuff.
Generals and kings have knelt at my command.
That's such a cheesy line. That sounds good when he says it.
Generals and Kings line?
That's what I said every time I heard Make Our Camera sing.
Tide rises.
It's like all the stuff that sounded so cheesy.
These are the closing days of the Third Era. And the final hours of my life.
I don't know, like, if we could have picked, there isn't another actor we could have picked who I'd be happier to write dialogue for. Like,
Guys, we have not long left to go. Only 17 minutes before all is revealed. Whatever it is.
seriously, like, I geeked out over Star Trek for years. It was on while I was in college. We literally, all my friends, I would sit around, we watch Star Trek and drink beer and act like idiots. I don't have a picture of my wife in my wallet right now, but I've got Patrick Stewart in my wallet. So there's no better actor as far as I'm concerned.
No king
Like, I get to say I wrote dialogue for Patrick Stewart. Yeah, I'm happy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got it. This is not
You
a
got
lie.
called out.
See, my wife will not be happy, but I have a Patrick Stewart picture in my wallet. Right there.
Legend.
So you guys know our demo machine melted last night? And the motherboard's dead?
We're never really sure. Could have been a defective motherboard. We could have just been putting too much into it. We weren't overclocking it at all. So I checked out. We're sending it back to the manufacturer, Asus, and they're going to send us a new one.
So right now we have the code changing, we have the data changing, and now our hardware is changing. So the triumvirate of things changing is bad. Better now than next week.
Normally, it'll crash to the Windows desktop, and you just start it back up and play it again.
I like how this is normal.
Well, this crashed in such a way that they actually had to completely power off the machine and restart it. This happened several times throughout the day, and finally on that last one, it just didn't come back on.
By the way, the end of the demo is
The signs were there, brother.
completely different. For those of you who weren't here on Friday, we changed the ending. It's way more dramatic.
Feed me, Lord.
You see, this Dremora here is actually scaled up for the trailer. They're not that big.
You have to do all the kids too.
I think it looks cool when I block him. I mean, I think the end is the best part.
Wait, that sounds like Terrence, right? The Dremora, like with the sound effects on it.
Now,
that wasn't
and
in the
before
game,
for
though.
me it was, the worst part, and now I think it's the best part. I don't know if that's the newness of it, but it's got good, epic fantasy, demon stuff at the end, which
that was the Red Guard sword.
I think
You're
the kids like.
right. You are right. Was this Oblivion was after Red Guard, I think. So he just has that on his desk. That's jokes.
Yeah, the Force stuff for us has always been the kind of rendering-wise the craziest thing that we trying to do, and
15
the thing
minutes,
that
guys.
also has the biggest visual impact of the game. People see it. Wow, I've never seen that before.
Usually, when building a scene like this, I start out by placing the rocks.
I like rocks.
I sort of look at the lay of the land, which is generated first, and then I, try and pick out spots where, a rock might naturally occur. I've got this big one here, so, I would just take a big rock like this and plop it down, sink it to an appropriate height, and then I'll go and add like little satellite rocks around it to try and create a feel that there's some natural erosion going on.
So for Oblivion, they procedurally generated the world, and then they went in as the landscape artists and actually placed everything.
Specifically terrain textures. Pictures.
One sec, guys. We have movement. We have a countdown on Bethesda's main stream. It's here. And it's got the classic original Oblivion soundtrack. Yes! Why have they disabled chat for the stream? What? They've disabled chat. Don't worry, we can chat in here, Battle Brothers. I will let you have unfiltered chat all day, every day. Look at this. It's the Oblivion logo. Oh god, I could just fall asleep to this. It's beautiful. It's got another 15 minutes left. So we're going to just carry on watching this. I'm going to put this on low in the background.
To the ground, things like that.
Because we've got
it's really
another
tough to find
10 minutes of
images
this.
like that online, for those purposes anyway. With a rock, a lot of the visual impact is going to boil down from the texturing, from the coloration in it. And
I'm so excited right now.
And then using like shader techniques to try and get the shine and sheen. And
the Forest of Oblivion really looked good as well.
How the lighting splays across it.
It felt like I was walking through a forest for the time, 2006, okay?
Some of the textures that we were trying to recreate in the game. I mean, obviously the moss in general is mostly green, but there's lots of other little details here that really help make the textures more believable. There's lots of other little browns in here, lots of little highlights in the green, and just other little random bits of nature. I've always obsessed over natural foliage and just greenery in games in general. For some reason, I think that's really cool. It's just not something that you normally see, and I definitely think it's a fun environment in a game to play in. If you think about all the leaves individually, they're probably pretty close to the same color, but you see them all in a scene like this. There's so much contrast and play of light. In the foreground here is an example of some of our grass that we have in the game. So we've got some ivy in here and some tall grass. Further on, I think there's some
good grass is
sort
key.
of generic forest weed types of
the
plants.
landscape with the trees,
They really add a sense of
they do all that
movement and life. Like it really makes the ground feel much more organic than this flat, textured surface
might. It looks supernatural. Instead of like back then they did
There's
all
kind
by
of
hand.
a quiet solitude about it, where there may be lots of cool and interesting things going on within the game, but you can sort of know that
but you need someone who's
it's in its own little pocket, so to speak.
foliage
It's kind of
to do a good
isolated
job.
from reality around you. It's really nice when they're cluttered with lots of interesting things that fool you for a second into thinking that you're in a real world.
13 minutes to go, boys.
Well, it's Thursday now, Thursday morning, and E3 starts next Wednesday. However, the computers need to be shipped out, and they need to arrive there by next Monday. So we basically have until tomorrow afternoon before we basically have to stop work. The machines get packed up and they get shipped off.
We're on schedule. It's taken all late nights, deep into the mornings the last 2 weeks, but looks good. Looks good.
Grinding with the boys.
Okay, I'm a little under the weather, so I'm going to try to get through this, but if my voice dies, bear with me.
This was the OG reveal, and now we're about to watch
We
the
built
new
Oblivion
reveal.
from day one to be a next-generation game for both the PC and the Xbox 360.
It just works.
We've always tried to make our worlds come alive visually, but Oblivion takes this to new levels. Our artists have painstakingly modeled over 9,000 objects.
I wonder if they redid
There are
them
9
for the
main
remaster.
cities in the game and dozens of smaller settlements. Over 1,000 NPCs live in Oblivion, all with their own schedules and jobs. Good morning!
Really?
Oblivion features over 50 hours of recorded dialogue, all lip-synced in real time.
They say the streets run red with blood, and the Daedra will soon overtake the entire city.
The voices fill half of the game's DVD.
You see, that's why there's so much memory, guys.
I don't know what kind of titanium alloy packing stuff they've got, but whatever it is, I just hope it can take a push out of a plane at 30,000 feet.
I always get so concerned shipping my PC. That's the combat.
Now I just need to make sure that works all day.
It just works.
If they don't like it a lot, I'll be really disappointed. It's all about meeting expectations. It could still be like one of the best games there, but if it doesn't meet their expectations...
Time we start?
I would be so tense.
Oh, right now it's 7:10, and we were supposed to be starting the Microsoft event in 5 minutes, but that's not going to happen. So we're just hanging out, waiting to meet up with some folks, and we go get something to drink, and we'll watch them put our trailer up in front of thousands of people. I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. It's an awful lot of work to get to this point. I mean, we haven't seen it on a freaking movie screen, so we have no idea how it's going to look. We know it's really good on a 61-inch TV, but on a movie screen.
How much it means to them.
But if it looks as good as we know it can, and if it's and if the response is really awesome, I think it'll probably maybe the greatest professional moment of my life.
So how about this? How about a brand new, full-featured, next-generation role-playing game in the launch window? Morrowind was one of the best-selling role-playing games ever on the Xbox. The sequel to this incredible game is called Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion. It promises to feature one of the largest open-ended worlds ever created for a video game. It also includes thousands of characters that are governed by groundbreaking AI. These characters eat, sleep, and complete tasks all around the clock. And they make their own choices based on what's going on in the world around them. Welcome to the world of Oblivion.
They wanted to do that. Oh, they were signing merch and stuff. That's crazy. The battle has begun.
Hi, I'm Todd Howard of Bethesda Softworks, and welcome to our presentation of the Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion.
Who's laughing now?
This game looks unbelievable. And
actually has trees, unlike Vardenfall.
The whole first level of the game is a prison break. And through your actions, it really determines what kind of character you'll be.
I mean, sometimes I worry that games are going to get so realistic looking that I won't want to play in them because they're too real, and then I might as well just be at home. Only this was a pretty good case for hyper-realism because the forest was gorgeous.
Just play at home.
It's easily the most impressive game that we've seen at E3. It's like with the Radiant AI thing. Yeah. That's always one of my big issues with RPGs is the NPC characters are kind of boring. Like they're just there and you talk to them and they're kind of just like this clunky way of getting information. But it's so much more entertaining to watch like somebody flame their dog.
That is entertaining. Entertainment at its peak, really. The nostalgia is real, Evelyn. Thanks for the dono, bro.
Oh my god, have you seen our booth? It's off the hook.
Dude,
fans of the series, they're gonna go nuts. They're gonna love it.
Morrowind changed my life. I don't know about that. Maybe it didn't change my life. Put in definitely took away a lot of my hours.
It took away a lot of my hours. I'll feel you, bro.
We look back at what people really liked about role-playing in the first place. The setting, the action, the heroism.
When that guy came, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but when the guy came out of that Oblivion portal, that was cool. He was so cool.
That's life goals right there.
They do have a very unique sort of little setup there, doing titles that take a long time, that have a distinct story, and they've really resonated with fans over the years.
I totally love the storyline as it is, and like the way it develops is like just so good.
And as you know, if it's an Elder Scrolls game, people are going to go buy it just because.
If it doesn't drop today, I'm going to get Nazim and the Enduring fan in a small office and just stream them having a conversation about calipers with AI or something. Ramsden, that sounds hilarious. Critical acclaim at launch, too. Best role-playing game of E3. It's not even out yet, but it just sounds really good. Todd Howard marketing at its best, really. Best role-playing game. It's pretty amazing. Best overall game, next gen. Oh, and now we are going back to this. Let me just move this. Oh, it sounds. This is the beautiful soundtrack that we all need in our lives. This is live too. It's not a pre-recorded thing. And we got 6 minutes. I'm gonna go to the toilet, guys, and I'll be right back. I can't believe they disabled chat on their stream though. Oh, it's 5 minutes, boys. Oh, I'm so hyped for it. Do you I mean, I think it's going to be more than a trailer. I reckon this is going to be a showcase. I reckon it's going to be a showcase. I reckon Todd Howard's going to come out with someone from Virtuous, I guess, or maybe they'll just present it themselves. I don't know. It'd be weird because they didn't really create it. They hired another studio to do it, right? But I'm sure they creatively touched it and changed some things, improved some things. I can't believe we're finally here. I can't believe we're getting Oblivion Remastered. This is one of my favorite, first Elder Scrolls games, which is so nostalgic. For all of us in the chat, I think this was probably our entrance into the series, and now we're all gathered here today to finally watch it together. It's just crazy. I never thought when I first booted up this game and brought myself an Xbox, well, I didn't buy myself it, my parents did. Got my first console, booted up this game, and just never put it down, ever. It was this and Gears of War I got, and this just took away my life. And then I wanted to like share tutorials with my friends about the game, so I started uploading videos to YouTube. And this literally started my YouTube channel, and now we've come full circle over a decade later, and I really owe a lot of it to this game. So I'm really excited. It's an understatement to say I'm excited. Turn up voice. Sorry, I can speak louder. I might pause it, by the way, when it's live, just because I don't want to talk over it. But I probably won't. Is it better now? Is the audio more balanced? Can you hear both? It looked from what we've said, I'm muted. I shouldn't be muted. I'm still excited for Sky Oblivion 2 because Sky Oblivion was made by the fans for the fans. So we're still going to really enjoy that release when it comes out. And I'm good friends with Kyle, the lead developer making that happen. So that's still coming too. Can definitely confirm that. And they've also redone all the dungeons. So, you know, it could be better in some ways. And it will definitely work with all the graphics mod from Skyrim. Please, Todd, let this remake be good. Playing Sky Oblivion when it releases regardless. Yeah, 100%, bro. And thanks for the dono. I've seen your 40k stuff. Do you have any miniatures? I have a Warhammer 40k YouTube channel. It's called ESO Tabletop. You can search it on YouTube. It's a lot of the Lord of the Rings, actually. I've not uploaded a video in a while, though. But I do love Warhammer. Elder Scrolls 6 trailer confirmed? Question mark. If we swapped the I and the V around, technically yes. That would be a crazy way to drop it. Actually, I didn't grow up with Oblivion since I got an Xbox so late. When I tried Oblivion, I couldn't get past the jank. I'm very curious about today. For a lot of people, I think you're in the same position as them. A lot of people just haven't played the game because it's so old and janky. So they're kind of like waiting for this, and this will be their first gameplay of the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Because the storyline, I really enjoyed. So, you know. I love how they have the combat music on. Imagine if it starts and it's just like, Todd Howard's just like, stop! You violated the law. Do you think it comes out today? Yes. I went over at the start of the stream why I think it comes out today. Todd Howard's always wanted to literally be like, it's out right now. Kind of like he did with Fallout Shelter. So I'm pretty confident that there's a world where it releases today, which would be crazy. I've pre-scheduled a stream. That's how confident I am. Obviously, if it doesn't, we'll just stream it whenever it comes out. But we're a minute away. We are 1 minute away, Battle Brothers. Do you reckon Todd Howard's going to show up? Or I think they'll probably roll the trailer first, and then Todd Howard will be like, ha! Didn't expect that, did you? Oh! SteamDB just updated, guys. 7 seconds ago, that means it could release. 13 seconds ago, they just added this app to package. Okay, oh my god, that's huge. Dude, massive update on SteamDB right now. Massive update, look at that. It's gonna drop. It's gonna drop after. Is it on Steam? Bro, one sec. Is it on Steam right now? One sec, we need to check. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, Virtuos. There it is. Glad to see the logo there.
The others, they would take it to the tower.
Whoa.
This ends here.
Is that in-game?
You hold our future in your hands.
No way.
Take with you my blessings and the hope of the Empire. close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
Oh my god. Let's go. That was just the intro though, clearly.
Here we are 20 years later.
Yo. What was that? Was that collector's edition?
When you think about the Elder Scrolls, to us it goes beyond game franchise.
Yeah, it's the DNA of Bethesda Game Studios.
Obviously, we're working on the 6th chapter here.
Yes.
But what's great about the Elder Scrolls is being able to look back at all of the chapters. Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, Daggerfall, Arena, and each of them try to define role-playing games and open-world games for their generation.
Fans got so connected with the worlds we've made and these stories we're telling, and it's really amazing.
Oblivion was a real defining moment in the series and for how we make games as a studio. I think when it comes to a remaster, we want people to feel the way they did then, but it's still a game of its time. You want to keep those bones in place. You want some of that old charm.
Coming back to Oblivion now with this tremendous visual update is absolutely amazing. It's the world I remember, but better.
There's so much there, both for the Elder Scrolls world and also this evolution of our games, I think is really, really important for people to take a look back at.
Looking back and seeing everything we've accomplished in the past 20 years and working with these people, like, it's really special.
Yeah, there are still quite a few people that I've worked with for that long, and it sort of gave me the warm fuzzies.
It's crazy.
Oh my God, it's been 20 years?
We just watched this.
I think the thing that gets me the most is the music. Like when you hear that music at the main menu, there's just like...
Yes.
There's this like flood of nostalgia.
Me and you. I think
Oblivion is the beginning of who I am. As an individual, as a game developer, it all starts with it.
I don't even think it took me till release to realize how big this was.
People loved it. Like, they loved it.
They all still at the studio. That's cool.
It's such a key moment in our history of making games and the evolution of how we build these worlds, and having players be able to come back and experience that is really amazing. We had that really special moment of coming out into the world for the first time, what that meant to this game.
Every time we think about Oblivion, it's, what if we could give that moment to everybody again?
I was born 87 years ago. For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see.
Oh, shit. No. Oh, my God. Yes. Mate, look at the draw distance on that. Oh, they redid the magic effects. Oh my God, it's insane.
Whether you're reliving these moments or
insane.
experiencing them for the first time, the world of Oblivion Remastered immediately looks and feels incredible. When we decided to remaster Oblivion, we were really picky about finding the right partner. From the very beginning of this project, we had one rule. We weren't going to do this if we weren't going to be able to do it right. Our partners at Virtuous went above and beyond to bring our vision to life.
Chef's kiss.
The care and love they've poured into the Oblivion Remaster has been absolutely breathtaking.
Welcome to Paris, and welcome to Virtuous. Our team here has been hard at work delivering the best remastered Oblivion experience possible. We've worked with Bethesda Game Studios on other projects in the past, so we know what makes that team and their games special.
We wanted to make the remaster more friendly to gamers with modern hardware. This is Oblivion in its most complete form.
Look at the fire around the Oblivion game. It looks so much better than that screenshot we saw. Oh.
About time someone got here.
The Deadlands, Dagon's Realm of Oblivion, the Daedra, God.
Those familiar with only some Elder Scrolls lore will now be able to experience the events that set the stage for Skyrim.
That's Cameron.
You embark on an epic journey to stop the Mythic Dawn cult.
The time of cleansing draws nigh.
From unleashing the Daedric Prince of Destruction.
Wow.
What was the Oblivion Crisis? What happened to the previous Emperor of Cyrodiil? Why are there only 8 divines instead of 9? In addition to the core game, the remaster contains all add-ons, including story expansions, Shivering Isles, and Knights of the Nine, so you get the full experience.
Oh my God, it's everything we wanted.
On a personal level, it was really important to me to ensure that we're preserving the magic of the original experience.
It's out, I told you guys, I called it.
At the end of the day, we're all fans too.
This is a dream project for me, right? I'm a fan. I have been always a fan.
Well, I played Oblivion for perhaps 10,000 hours.
Oblivion was my first Elder Scrolls game, and it was one of the games that made me want to be a game developer.
The best way to describe it would be to call it a love letter.
You will find your own path, but there will be blood and death before the end.
Wow, look at the lighting and the shiny armor and the way the light reflects off it. My God. Whoa. This is where you take the Sigil Stone and you get ported out the Oblivion game.
The technology we used to create the original was cutting edge at the time, but tools have come a long way since then.
Dude, that comparison. That's the Shivering Isles when you first enter through.
The original Oblivion is still the heart and soul of the remaster, but we use Unreal Engine 5 to help achieve all our visual goals. We think of the Oblivion game engine as the brain and Unreal 5 as the body. The brain drives all the world logic and gameplay, and the body brings to life the experience that players have loved for almost 20 years.
But it's not just about pure fidelity. We knew we had to preserve the distinct style, making it as uniquely Oblivion as possible.
The brush opens a portal into the painting. You're stuck here like I am.
The Isles, a wonderful place. Good for a visit. Or eternity.
Wow, look at this.
We've leveraged nearly every major feature from the latest version of Unreal 5.
Our goal was to push the visuals to the next level using the latest technologies. We created brand new, highly detailed character models and stunning landscapes that use millions of polygons in each asset, allowing us a truly impressive level of detail in the world. Every single asset in this game was completely redesigned and handcrafted from scratch.
You can tell.
We implemented an advanced real-time lighting system that accurately simulates how light interacts with the environment.
They redid
this
everything.
results in more realistic lighting and atmospheric effects. While the original game had limited dynamic shadows, now the entire world reacts naturally to light.
It looks stunning.
We used an incredible new lip sync
different,
technology that really enhanced performance in our characters.
It looks realistic.
Left us a warning. Heed it.
Unreal tools helped us create the base mesh of our characters. From there, our artists sculpt each race individually to adapt it to the mesh,
What is that?
allowing us to share the model, rig, and textures. As a result, all races, including Argonians, Orcs, and Khajiits, are built on the same base mesh, making the lip sync system more effective even when the characters have very different facial features.
Welcome to the guild.
Oh my God.
We have access to so many modern rendering features. You'll see them in something as simple as running through a forest. Insects flying around, fish swimming in the water, light filtering through the leaves. Thanks to these technological advances, you feel even more immersed in this living, breathing world. You'll really believe you're in Cyrodiil.
Look at that draw
I believe you can handle a more complicated assignment. I would like you to retrieve a carved panel from the central chamber of the High Fane.
This is where he dies on the trap in the clip. Oh, what class are we playing, boys? In the chat, what class? What do you want to see on the live stream, the part 1 episode?
It's not just the
that comes out
visuals
next?
that we've modernized in the remaster. It's gameplay.
Here we go. Skyrim archery a bit like. Oh,
it's UI and UX.
Cast with one hand.
It's audio. We've updated features and systems across the board.
Cool.
We've changed the approach to leveling, which I think will make a lot of people happy. It's inspired by the leveling systems of both Oblivion and Skyrim, so it's the best of both worlds.
Yes. Yes. This looks insane.
We were able to fully recreate the character models, creating a physicality that feels more human. You see that in places like combat animations.
Wow.
There's a lot more separation between the upper and lower body, and all the animations have more flourish.
Oh my god, it looks so much better.
Combat in the original Oblivion didn't have sound effects, visual effects, or hit reactions. Now you'll get blood splatters, sparks, and controller feedback.
Dude, they completely
You know, it's a little
redid it.
thing, but little things add up to make the combat more modern and engaging.
This is insane.
There's a proper third-person perspective now. The original had third-person, but there was no crosshair, and we felt the experience could be modernized. One of our goals was to have a third-person view that compared to Starfield in terms of playability.
Cooking, man.
Now, the third-person perspective has all the same control you get from the first-person view.
You have my ear, citizen.
When Oblivion first launched,
Greetings. How goes it? How are you?
disk storage limits meant we couldn't have unique voiceovers for all the races.
It was the storage
So
limit.
we've gone back and recorded new lines of dialogue.
Yes.
Each race represented in the game now sounds unique.
Can't stand the sight of those creatures.
We also made
GG.
sure to keep in all of the quirkier dialogue.
I really like the way they say hello. Sometimes it's so random, and then they just, hi there.
Hi there.
But it's like so nice and creepy at the same time.
Stop! You violated the law. Stop! You violated the law.
Stop, criminal scum!
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Cheese for everyone.
Cheese for everyone!
Oh god, it's so perfect.
We are going to steal one of the Elder Scrolls from the Imperial Palace. You need to find the reading room. The blind priests will deliver a scroll to you there. Do not speak to the priests. They're blindfolded. I've chosen you because you are the best. Good luck.
I'm not sleeping tonight. I'm not sleeping. We're just going to do an entire playthrough of the main quest line.
Stop! You violated the law. Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Then pay with your blood.
And pay with your blood. It's got the Blade of Woe, I think, or is it an ebony dagger?
As games have developed over the
Wowee.
past 20 years, players have come to expect a certain suite of tools and controls.
Like sprinting. Sprinting is an interesting one because there was such a big debate internally among our teams. Some of us were absolute purists, but ultimately, we decided it's 2025 and people are going to want to sprint. In fact, all of the character locomotion has been completely redone from scratch, and that has
Whoa,
a
look at
huge
that.
impact from the very beginning of the game.
Every single updated or new feature was implemented with the player in mind. It all comes down to what makes Oblivion, Oblivion. What are those features that just immediately come to mind for players when they think of the game?
The mini-games are the mini-games. Those are so iconic to Oblivion.
Yeah.
How's it go again?
Can you still buy bones?
Like lockpicking. You can put a fresh coat of paint on it.
They kept
but
the
you
old
can't change it too
system.
much because it's part of the core experience.
Yeah, well done, well done.
Whether you're returning to Cyrodiil or you're a newcomer,
I'm going to follow you and watch you and worship the ground you walk on.
you will instantly feel at home. It just feels better. We've modernized a lot, but it's still the same incredible adventure and the same carefully handcrafted world.
Sorry?
Well, it's about time. Do you know how long we've been waiting?
My wife's just informed me it's on Steam right now, so I should start downloading it.
Oblivion is a core part of the
Take my money,
story
Todd
of
Howard.
Bethesda Game Studios. None of what we're surrounded by right now would be here if we hadn't made that game and if it hadn't been the success that it was. The effort that we put into it, the sort of the love that went into it, I think that comes across on the screen.
To
It does.
have worked on something that people care enough where you're in a position where you can remaster it, it's a privilege.
And now, to help introduce this game to a new generation of players, I feel so lucky.
I really think that people, when they jump back into the remaster, they're going to be shocked at just how good the game looks. The Oblivion gates look absolutely incredible.
Wild.
And I think they're just going to find themselves lost in the world.
Absolutely
Even if
stunning.
it's just...
Look at that, like, I mean, I know I'm just pausing the stream for a second because I've just got to, like, pause it on this one shot. Oh, God.
The Oblivion gates look absolutely incredible.
Because
I
I
think
just
they're
want
just
you
going
to
to find themselves.
appreciate, look at that draw distance. This is like, is this dive rock, but there's a tent here. Why is there a tent there? It's not normally a tent there. But you can see down here, is that Bravil right there? No, it's not, I think. But my God, like this view off here is crazy. Guys, I'm just going to quickly bear with me like 1 second, okay? I just want to buy this, but I don't want to share my payment details on stream. So I just don't know if this will show up. So I just quickly need to buy Oblivion and start installing it. So the part 1 episode comes out afterwards. And we're all good. All right, now we can continue.
Lost in the world.
Even if it's just the music, for example, just walking around for half an hour in the world, you feel
stunning
something, and that's precious.
You're going back to a world that you've been to before, but it's better somehow. Like, it's an intangible thing, but it's like, it's new, it's fun, like it's
Look
exciting
at the horse
again.
animations.
But it's ultimately the same
cooks it,
game.
man.
There was a lot of respect for what was before, and I think the fans will appreciate that.
From all of us at Bethesda Game Studios
and Virtuous,
we want to thank you for joining us today. Oblivion has a very special place in my heart, and being able to work on this remaster and bring it to a new generation of players has been an incredible experience. We were too excited to get it in your hands and didn't want to just show it off to you and then make you have to wait. The best part of my job is that I get to be the one to announce that the Oblivion Remaster will be available
right now. It's already out, brother.
Today.
Which is crazy. I told you they're going to do it. I can't believe Todd wasn't here to drop it, though. Because it's his dream to do that. Look at that,
I was born 87 years ago.
My God. You can see the Wizard's Tower.
But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams.
My God. I could never have imagined it to look this good.
This is the 27th of Last Seed. The year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing
Look
days
at that.
of the
Oh,
third
man.
year.
It looks good.
And the final hours.
Sean looks amazing.
Of my life.
Oh, the horse armor! The horse armor!
I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see.
Oh, buddy.
This is only the beginning. Worse is yet to come. Looks clear.
A trap! There's a trap! Oh, that new animation.
Of cleansing draws nigh.
Who now will save us from the coming darkness?
Look at that, the new archery. Look at how quick he's running while drawing the bow. And then paralysis is also being buffed. Nerunis' dagger.
Here you must find your own path.
Remember the Emperor!
Oh, that's the Shivering Isles entrance. Damn, why is the sprinting so sexy? What the hell? Who's responsible for that one?
Find him. And close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
I will find your son, Martin, you don't worry. Give me 20 minutes to download the game and we are in. Gentlemen, we were right. The Elder Scrolls Oblivion came out today. We can finally see the remaster pre-order thing there. Look at that. One sec, what was that? Here we go. Armor of the Order. That's completely new. This looks like Imperial Dragon armor. And Armor of Cataclysm. Weapons of Order. And Weapons of Cataclysm. Order and Cataclysm horse armor. Access to the art book and soundtrack app. Oh my God, it includes the digital story expansion, Shivering Isles, Knights of the Night, and also all the DLC that we saw as well. Can you guys even see it behind my head? Yeah, you kind of can. And it's also on Game Pass. Stay tuned for a special gameplay stream. Okay, cool. We can probably just skip ahead, actually, because I've paused the video a few times. So it'll probably start very shortly, I imagine. And I'm going to start downloading the game in the background, so excuse me before I can read the chat. I'm buying it. I went straight for the deluxe edition. I was like, Todd, I've seen the game. This is all I need to see. And I think there is a bit of a strategy to doing this. Because essentially what it means, I agree, take my money, Todd Howard. What it means is that there's no like naysayers or negative opinions about this. People see it, they're excited, they're instantly like, I want to buy that, and they buy it. And then word of mouth is going to promote the game. I think it's a really good release strat. It's gone really well. Install content, yes. Yes. Create desktop shortcut, yes. There was an error while displaying. What the heck? Let me install it, Todd. Install content. Todd. You better let me install this. Oh, it's already installing. 1%. Downloading. Brothers. We return to Oblivion. Look, we have a look at this, the screenshots now on Steam, right? Because I can't even enlarge this. What the hell? Wait, one sec. We'll keep this playing in the background so we can hear if anything happens or if there's voices. Oh, it's starting.
What did we just witness? The worst kept secret ever?
This is the man who voiced every NPC in Oblivion.
Probably. But you just witnessed the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered Direct. That is coming to you today. Maybe even now. I don't know. We'll have to check after this stream. I'm joined by the wonderful, talented, incredible Wes Johnson.
He's here.
You.
Ah, hi.
And Wes, who do you have here with you?
This is Finn. Oh, yes, he knows his name now. Hello there, Finn. How are you? I mean, for the sake of this, we can call him Barbas if you'd like, but he's a sweetie pie and he wanted to get his time, Mr. DeMille.
It's Barbas from Skyrim.
I would, if I had a new puppy, I would totally bring that puppy with me everywhere.
I take him everywhere. You ever heard the Harry Nilsson's puppy song?
No.
He's like, I take my puppy everywhere.
Unexpected segue from Wes.
Well, for you, those of you joining us, either new or from the Direct, we're going to be sharing some gameplay of Wes's old stomping grounds, but newer now with the remastered version.
I can't wait.
So, Wes, for those that do not know you, first, shame on you if you don't, but if you don't,
yeah, shame on
why
you.
don't you tell our friends here what roles or role you have done?
Don't know about mod support.
In Oblivion,
good question.
You're going to probably bring some memes back to life.
Yes, he knows.
So if like you walk out of someplace with a fork, I would be there going, "Hold criminal scum!
8%, guys.
Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Pay with your blood."
That's a lovely one. The
That's very
Imperial Guard
aggressive.
song is out there now.
I like the one where he dances with our entrails.
Sheogorath, Daedric Prince of Madness, at your service. And I love this because I'll never be able to order a cheese pizza again because people use the soundboard and they call the pizza shops and they're saying, what can I do for you today? Cheese! You want a cheese pizza? I want cheese for everyone! How many would that be, sir? And so I can't call anywhere as Sheogorath to order a pizza because I'll never get it, or I'll get it with love.
They've ruined that for
Honestly,
him.
you're doing everybody a favor if you do. So.
Yeah.
I mean, in your shirt, it's totally
already
on
downloading.
as well.
Yes.
Yeah, wearing my Sheo shirt. I've got, and of course, there's where is it? My Dark Brotherhood.
Thanks for the Dono Frosted reaction. I can't wait, dude. It's gonna be like old times.
I don't spread rumors, dear child. I create them.
Yes.
So
that's Lucien Lahance.
I loved Oblivion. Oblivion to me was, I mean, I've loved all the games. I loved Morrowind. Yes, we've been expecting you. Come right in. I love Skyrim, which is fantastic, but Oblivion to me was where I came out to play.
Yes,
and,
he came out to play in every single way, every personality.
All the races had the same voices. Oh man, there's so much crossbreeding amongst the Imperial Guard. You know, mom, dad, the family reunions were very confusing. But
a lot of love.
I know. But I just absolutely loved that game, and
we are 20% there,
other
guys.
games came along, and then you got to see Skyrim with
and then
its
we'll start
10th anniversary edition. And when I first put that on the Xbox Series X, oh my God, the visuals to me were just, I was blown away. And to make Oblivion now have that kind of feel, that kind of look, the gameplay, the
Fallout 3 Remaster is
graphics,
next.
I mean, if I walk up to a lady in the middle of one of the towns and tap her on the shoulder and she turns around and does not look like Terry Jones in drag from Monty Python, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I mean, I love the game. So now people are going to get a chance to see it with brand new eyes. And for people who've only ever played Skyrim, this is going to be kind of a revelation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the predecessor, so it's taking people back.
Oh my goodness, look at that. And this is the mouth to the Shivering Isles. Look at the difference, the graphics, how sumptuous it is, the detail on this. Not just on the backgrounds, not just every leaf on a tree, but looking at the clothing, at the uniforms that they're wearing.
Look at that,
he's wearing
remastered armor.
Leather, and he's wearing some fur, and you're seeing all the
armor.
details on every little
It's not
thing.
leather armor.
This guard right here,
That's it.
this guard, people are like, that's so effective. He seems to have this cold out there in the middle of this island where the winds are whipping around, and I had a cold.
I'm
I
so
was
excited to play
really
this.
sick that day.
My God.
You didn't have to go that hard into the role, Wes.
I've never
I know,
been so
I'm
excited for a
so
video
mad.
game I've already played.
27%. There's the door to the fringe, and inside, what's going to happen?
Let me in!
Oh, look at the screens. Even the screens.
Oh, actually, okay. Maybe a bit of an L. Maybe a bit of an L. I don't not love the loading screen, but I did love the original loading screen. It was nostalgic. I feel like if you had to keep one thing about the game, just keep that.
Look at the screens. Even the screens.
I prefer the original.
Loading screens look so much sweeter and more detailed.
I'm going to be one of those guys now.
There he is. Haskell. Look at him. Sitting there all bald and boring. Haskell, your room's very dark. Just like your personality. Hurry up and talk. Oh, look at the detail on Haskell's face. You can really see what living with Shea Gorth has done to him.
And these animations.
He looks like Marley's ghost there.
I mean, this is the first time you're seeing the remastered,
This is the first
isn't it?
time I've seen any of this, and the detail and the expression on the face, he just looks so weary, so put upon.
Well, it's been almost 20 years, so we've had a lot of ability for technical advancements from there. So
Yes, and imagine
and age, I guess.
20,
as well.
20 years in the service of Shea Gorth is going to age anybody,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Poor Haskell.
I like his puffy sleeves there. That little
We're going to
Seinfeld
be beelining the main
puffy
quest.
Now, what
As a
would you say
Spellblade, apparently.
your favorite role has been
Can I do a
for
vote?
Oblivion, or which character do you feel like you gravitated the most towards?
Well,
I can do a vote.
That's the thing people ask me all the time, who's your favorite character to play this? And that's a Sophie's choice, because you bring a little of yourself to every role you do. You got to bring, these are all like my children. So, I mean, I love Lucian, I love Shea Gorth, I love them all for very different reasons. I remember working with Mark Lampert for this game, and we're doing the same Imperial Guard voice, even the
Okay, the
Great
poll has
Fox.
begun.
Capital.
Vote.
But he's still very much the Imperial. But then he gets to
What class are
Lucian,
you
gets this
playing? And then we'll vote on me.
a little darker, a little more
Spell Sword is
macabre. So I
massively
think
winning.
about it for a second. And I start going into this thing, and in my mind, you try to get an image of who the character is. And for me, he was twisted and gaunt and bent and just insidious.
Does it take you? Is it that quick for you sometimes when you like get a breakdown of a
Sometimes it
character?
can, and sometimes I take time. Shea was a different thing, but with Lucian.
Imagine if they did Morrowind. I would die.
It's okay.
Oh,
with Lucian, the image I had in my mind as I portrayed him at first was completely different from the image of what he ended up looking like. You know, he ended up looking, they made him this gorgeous guy.
He's sexy.
You know, and when we were looking at him going, oh my God, he's gorgeous. He has a heart of darkness, the perfect man. So,
good question. I don't
so much
know.
fun to do.
Guys, if you install the game on Game Pass, do you get the regular game or do you get deluxe edition features? I know there's a deluxe edition upgrade. You might have to pay like £10 for that, but like £10 and Game Pass, I mean, that sounds good. I don't know if you have to buy it separately. Thanks for the dono, though. I have frozen. I have frozen. Let's play this while I fix myself.
And people say, do you know what happened to him? Spoilers. You just finish your lines. So when I'm playing the game and I get to that point in the game, I'm like, oh, you know, I'm experiencing it as well. And, oh, look at this, the butterflies.
I've returned.
The breakaway
Thank you
into
for
the
letting me know.
Shivering Isles and the butterflies. That is beautiful.
Yeah, this was like the coolest moment ever when you got the reveal and then you had to go, oh, we've just got to replay the entire game again. And I'm going to live stream it all with you guys.
Out of there, man.
First time.
Look at that. Through the fringe of...
This is also a new quest dialogue. Again, it's really clean. It's very modernized. It's very minimal. I did love the old one. I loved it when they came up and there was that really jarring, like, pff, sort of sound when the notification came up on your screen. It's the exact same dialogue as well, but just with different colored effects.
Madness.
Crazy.
Yeah, with Sheogorath, I had about a week to prepare.
Download check.
And I was
52%.
told, we want something a little more stand-up, but we want him to feel dangerous but funny. And they said maybe something like Robin Williams.
That.
I thought, no, Robin Williams was a bit too cuddly, you know. As Sheogorath, I'll skip rope with your entrails. I don't believe you. So,
admittedly, that would be an interesting thing to see Robin Williams talking about.
I know, but I thought, where could I find my inspiration for this character? And I started thinking about different stand-up comedians who would I find dangerous, that I would love to have a drink with, and laugh and joke, but afraid they might beat me up at the end of the night. And I came up with Billy Connolly, the Scottish comedian.
Oh yes.
But I thought, I can't just do a straight up Billy Connolly.
Everyone wants to see a spell sword.
Spirit animal.
Good.
But
what weapon would we choose?
It felt too, he's not Scottish. And I thought, well, I've got this friend who runs the Irish Channel down in DC. His name is Tom Stack. And Tom is he's from Cork, Ireland. And so there's this Irish accent. And I thought, what if, because he's got mania and dementia, this character can go between an accent fluidly. Like you think he might be Irish, you think then maybe he's Scottish when he gets more manic. But what happens when he gets deadly serious? There are a few moments where it drops completely. Why? Because everything else is an affectation. He does what he wishes to do. And so, like the brain pie line, where you'll hear all three separate things. And he's like, and he starts wondering what you're like, perhaps brain pie. Perfect! Care to donate?
That adds an extra layer of terror to his character for sure.
And you just don't know where he's going to land with some of these things. Whether
can you play a werewolf or a vampire in this? Oh, curious question. You can play a vampire. I don't know if they've changed it. They didn't show anything about being a werewolf. Have they done anything there? The vampire gameplay was kind of sucky in the original Oblivion. Really curious if they've remastered that. Probably have. Don't know what it's going to be like to play though.
Whether it's friendly, whether it's deadly, whether it's over the top, whether he's crazy mad, I just had to sit there and let that thing flow back and forth. And
65%, boys.
I think from what I was told later, Todd was listening to it and they weren't expecting that. And so it threw him off a little at first. And then the more he listened to it, the more he was like, oh, no, I like this. I like this. And that's who Sheo became.
And you define the character through multiple games and multiple universes.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to, I love more than anything trying to figure out who a character is. And the Rubik's Cube of their personality and the whole thing.
And
he's a voice actor that already cares about the game.
The character is designed by somebody else, that you get to input a lot of your influence.
Oh yeah, what race do we want to be? We've got to make another poll for this now. Okay, so clearly the popular option is, do I go blade, one-handed or two-handed? 59% blade. So currently we are a spell sword with one-handed blade. Now we have to decide what race to play. Now, I'm going to have to pick between 4 because I only have a limit of 4 options here. Can you just spam the chat what you want to see and then I'll pick 4 options?
Some sort of direction on it, even still.
Well, you have to bring a sense of life to it.
Play it dirty high off again.
When someone is writing it, they're bringing their sense of life to it, their experience. But you don't know their experience, but you know the circumstances of the character, and you can build something upon the character, and then
there's the gatekeeper look.
You know, live in that space.
All of this armor's been redone too.
Somewhat that character, which is why every one of them become like children of mine.
I hope you don't become too much.
Oh no. Yeah. There are some days. I'm back. The one I don't want to become the more like is Hermaeus Mora. and
isn't it kind of funny? I mean, like I can't. One sec. I just kind of want to. I want to full screen this of the picture of the person. I can't find a full screen. This really looks like Avowed to me. I didn't play Avowed, but that really looks like Avowed. And it looks, like graphically, it looks incredible. It looks like a modern game that I'm really excited to play. But it looks like Outer Worlds or Avowed. And it's like a remastered Oblivion. That just seems crazy to me.
That would also be terrifying.
Yeah, Mel Blanc used to look at the photographs of the characters that he was doing and would base them on that. Like Socio Surgala from Morrowind, I saw him. So every one of the Bretons seemed like an old bald guy with a goatee. But you look at Hermaeus Mora and you're like, 1 million eyeballs and 1 million tentacles. What does that sound like? And, you know, I worked with D.B. Cooper as the director for the ESO.
Okay, I'm starting a new poll.
And we had to do some adaptation because he was very slow and ponderous in some of the earlier games. And with clips and lisps and clicks and all this. But I adapted it but kept it the same as well. And the explanation that I come up with, why does he sound a little bit different? Where on Hermaeus Mora do you see a mouth?
I don't even want to know where the mouth is, honestly.
I know. I think you're...
Okay, the poll has started. We have High Elf, Dark Elf, Breton, or Khajiit. There's a lot of orcs here as well, but I thought an orc spellsword kind of sucks. A Khajiit spellsword also sucks, and I feel like it's going to be the most popular option.
Hearing him telepathically.
I hope not.
And
I don't want to be
just
a
like with every telepathic thing, you may have a better receptor to hear than another character would have.
Yeah, that makes
sense.
sense.
Some people would have a less sensory perception, and so it might be a little more muddled. It might be a little more clicky. It might be a little draggy, because that is how your
85% complete,
perception
guys.
of their voice is. However, if you're a little stronger and you've got a little bit more going for you in that regard, suddenly it's a little clearer.
Oh, Dark Elf.
It's like the difference between the Beatles listening to Helter Skelter on vinyl, then later on CD. Oh, it's so much clearer. Manson was like,
Vote on the poll, guys.
I wasn't meant to kill anybody after all. So yeah.
Okay.
That's there. Long answer, but
it's a perfect
I
answer.
love doing it. I love doing it.
And I know you don't have necessarily a favorite character because they are your children, but do you have a favorite line that you've done, or at least like maybe a handful of lines?
I do love the line where, you know, Lucy and LeChance does say, "I don't spread rumors, dear child. I create them." And the only thing that bugs me is when Knights of the Nine came in, you're talking to Lucy and
I just realized he's even got the Dark Brotherhood we know on his hat, which is really cool. Wes is a big fan of the Elder Scrolls series and obviously a voice actor. Couldn't really hope for a better person to be creating games with you, to be honest. Okay, so currently we are Dark Elf is 30%, Breton and Khajiit are 27%, High Elf is 16%. We could do even another round with Nords, because I'm noticing a few Nords. We're at 4,500 votes on this. See who's going to win.
Ask about rumors, and he goes, I heard there's a prophet down by the... And I went, no! No, Lucian, come on, man.
It's just the time to do them. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I do love some of those lines. The cheese line really took off. I mean, the cheese for everyone.
I mean, I got you the sign specifically.
I know. Look at that. Cheese for everyone. It was just a couple of lines in the middle of Oblivion, and it took off and had a life of its own.
I mean, who doesn't
so
love cheese?
Good.
Everybody loves
like,
cheese.
If somebody said it to me, I'd be really happy.
Yeah. I went to Amsterdam with the ESO crew and went to a cheese shop, bought a bunch of cheese and took a picture out there, and everybody was just like, well, there he is in his natural habitat.
It's a lot of cheese.
Cheese! And there wasn't enough for everyone. Sorry.
That would have been a lot. Probably would have made them. We had to ransack the whole shop.
You got to go through customs.
It's difficult. Nobody wants to deal with that.
Yeah. How much cheese do you think you're going to eat, sir?
All right, guys, we're in 5,500 votes. Dark Elf is still the winner at 30%. That is a good portion. We're going to end that poll. What's the next question we need to know about the character we're playing? Obviously, we know that we're playing a spell sword. We know that we're, heavy or light armor. That's really important. I think I know the statistical best choice, but I'm going to let you guys decide this too. Heavy or light armor. Or no armor. And then we'll start this poll. We've almost downloaded, so we can almost begin the game as well. Right, vote away.
Enough.
Enough cheese. Is there ever enough?
There's never enough cheese.
No, we're still in the Shivering Isles, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're going to traipse around the Shivering Isles for a little while.
And look at some of the faces and the hair, so much more defined.
And this is something that does come in the remastered. You get all of the DLC with it, so.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so it's the full package.
So you get Knights of the Nine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Pelennor Whitestrake. I was Pelennor, but you know, it's one of the ones that people don't think about. What's the guy's name?
I didn't know that.
Begins with a U.
It's been ages since I played for it though.
Lives in a cave. You get the staff of Sheogorath from him later.
I'm looking at my friends off camera.
I forgot that I'd done the character.
Oh, really?
And I'm playing.
I guess when you do so
game.
many, it probably just like kind of blurs together unless it's something like really big, right?
Some of them really stand out. They're much bigger, but I was the torturer. I was the.
So currently, light armor is winning at 55%. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Daedric armor is heavy and looks way cooler. We're also playing a dark elf, so I just feel like we'd look so sinister if we get that heavy armor.
The guy, is it Hermes Columbus, the suicidal guy?
Mm-hmm.
Those are all fun roles to play. But I love how the suicidal guy is begging you to kill him, and at the end he's like, "What are you doing?"
You know, it's a testament to Oblivion as well, the fact that Wes, obviously he voice acted a lot of these NPCs, but a long-ass time ago, he remembers a lot of the lines. He also remembers the role he was playing and what that character was doing and what the quest and narrative was around it. And that's really a testament to how good some of the little side quests and guild quest lines were in Oblivion. You guys are about to see that soon, but damn, it's so good. Katana only.
But all the voices in this are the same, so we get to hear this fella right here, yeah?
Yep.
Craig Seckler is the adoring fan. And seeing him wearing one of those.
I didn't murder him, I swear. I mean, not yet anyway.
Look at that.
Should I?
Yeah, in tribute to Craig.
There he is.
How do I look?
The adoring fan.
Lovely.
You need to commit.
My sword.
Like a rock star.
Should I just keep this on the whole time? Man, you got through that lockpick quick. I remember we did an Oblivion stream.
That's a little different,
a couple
isn't
years
it?
ago, and it was like torture watching my.
God, I remember. Look at that katana. So that's an ebony katana, is it, or a blades katana? I can't remember.
Friend try to do the lockpick.
Guys, we want heavy armor. Come on, vote heavy armor.
But yeah.
That is the way. The heavy armor sets are the best.
Watching someone play a game is fun. Like
heavy
this, when
armor
you're
battle
battling
mage
skeletons.
with a sword.
When it takes them an hour to pick a lock.
That's what we
You're
want.
saving and going back again and again and again. It's like, call me.
It's funny
wake
at
me up.
first, and that was a live stream too. So it was funny at first.
Guys, I'm going to interrupt this stream because we can now play Oblivion. I'm going to roll the intro, and then afterwards I'll end the stream. There's another one linked below if you refresh. And that's going to be the part 1 video. We're going to play through together for the first time. But first, let me press play. It's launching. My God, I can't believe it's happening. It's happening. I'm waiting for the... Oh, there it is. Oh, shaders are rendering. The hell? Compiling shaders to optimize performance. That's some Unreal stuff there. Oh God, look, it's the map. Look, you can see the old Oblivion map. Anvil, Kvatch, Skinguard, what's left of Kvatch. And the Imperial City up here. You've got the Gold Coast. And the Gold Road is just here. That leads all the way around the Lake Rumare. Then you've got Breville and Leerwyn. You can't see it down here. Black Marsh is over here. And you got the yellow road that comes back up to the Imperial City. I think this was the Imperial Water District. This is the Arcane University. Brother, I can navigate this game with my eyes closed. I'm only at 13%. My PC is a monster. It was built in anticipation of this day. Rip Sky Oblivion. Now, honestly, Sky Oblivion, check it out. It's going to be really good. They have this. The thing you don't understand is this Oblivion Remastered is probably going to be great. It looks amazing. I'm curious if they've remastered the dungeons and everything else. We will check that out, see if anything's new and different. But Sky Oblivion was made by the fans for the fans. They've remastered all the armor. It's still in the Skyrim engine, which is now obviously dated 2011, but they have redone a lot of the dungeons and even some quests and added new weapons and armor sets. And I think that it's going to be as good. And you'll be missing out if you do not check that game out as well when it comes. So I'd highly recommend playing both of them, honestly. As funny as it is to be like, oh, I'm playing this now and screw Sky Oblivion. Honestly, you'll be missing out. I reckon they are both going to be absolute treasures. And we are going to be eating good when they both come out. So definitely play both of them, guys. Right. We might as well carry on watching the stream while this is in the background.
But then it's just like, okay, all right, and then stream's over, rage quit,
Lockpick, the live stream.
So can you tell us anything about your first interaction with Bethesda Game Studios, like how you started with the team here?
My first game was Morrowind. And I went, we were recording at a place called Absolute.
Honestly, I think just from what I saw on the trailer, okay, so I know this is an absolute out there YOLO, but I just saw the guys in the chat saying $50 or £50. I don't know how much that is in dollars. Like what, 60, 70 pounds maybe? $70? $60, $70? What is that? £50 in the deluxe edition or whatever. I would say, based on what I saw in that trailer, and my nostalgia is so peak, I would have paid double because I'm just that excited and that hyped up for it. And I know that, obviously it doesn't show my actual gameplay of the original game on Steam, but I played the Xbox version for like thousands of hours as a kid. I made a whole YouTube channel about it, So I would have instantly brought it. 60 USD for the game. I'm just, look, I think we're there, boys. I think it's... Oh, it's here. It's here. Continue. Oh my God, yes. Master volume 10. Yes. That soundtrack. Show me the title screen, Todd Howards. Headphones. Cool. Well, I wanted the title screen. You've ruined it for me. Adept, yeah, we'll keep it on that. Vibration high. Oh, they have embers now. Remastered logo screen with Virtuos. Let's go. Oh, baby. It's beautiful. Press any button to start. Oh my god, it's here. Just left the sewers. Describe it to me in detail. What do you see? What do you see? Alright guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this stream. There's another stream on my channel, and that's going to be the part 1 episode. And it will start in 5 minutes. I'm just going to grab myself a coffee. We're going to entrench ourselves in this game for the next ridiculous amount of hours. I'm not going to sleep. We're just going to absolutely beeline the main quest. So bear with me. I'll link the stream down below. It's also pinned in the chat there for you guys. And we are playing in heavy armor because it's 52%. Well done. You chose the right decision. So I'll end this stream. The next stream will start shortly. Just give me like a quick minute to grab a cup of tea, okay? End stream. All right. See you guys on the other side. Farewell.